This is my brutally honest, no sponsor deep dive into this TikTok viral sunscreen. In this video, I'll tell you exactly which skin type each of these products is for, breakdown of the ingredients, and whether they are easily removable or they require double cleansing, like most sunscreens. Fun fact, 3 of these products do require double cleansing. First and foremost, Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Rice and Probiotics. The viral sunscreen of the year. Is this as great as people say? Well, while on the surface it seems great, there's a severe flaw to this sunscreen, so I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. Let's go through the pros and cons. Like everyone says, this sunscreen feels great to use. It's creamy but light, and the spreadability is excellent. It absorbs fast, and since it's a chemical sunscreen, there's no white cast either. By the way, all the sunscreens I'm reviewing today are chemical sunscreen and therefore no white cast. Makeup compatibility is also great. No creasing around the eyes or the nose. However, here comes the reason I'll never use it as my day-to-day sunscreen. This thing is so strong against water that you cannot remove it with just a foam cleanser. It requires double cleansing. And no, double cleansing unfortunately does not mean simply washing your face twice. It means washing with an oil-based cleanser first, like a cleansing oil, and then with a water-soluble cleanser, like a foam cleanser. That's because these type of sunscreens, water resistant, I would say, is covered in oil. So there's a water structure and then oil structure covering it. And therefore, to remove the oil particles, we need oil-based cleanser to get rid of it. These are the UV pictures and videos I took before and after different cleansing methods. As you can see, a foam cleanser removed it only about 50%, whereas double cleansing removed it around 90%. Here's a similar result from a famous Korean beauty expert and YouTuber, Director Pai's channel. She's awesome if you want to check her out. In her testing, it came out to be even more resistant to cleansing. So even with margin of error in the testing, it's safe to consider that this thing is water resistant. She was calling it waterproof, but it's not waterproof level, I would say, but it does require double cleansing for proper removal, because double cleansing every night will overstrip your face and make your skin dry and sensitive over time. That's because a cleanser doesn't know whether it's taking away makeup, dirt, and sweat, everything you don't want, or your natural oil that your body produces and your skin needs. More on this in my cleansing 101 video. I'll link it. I have combination skin, so for my oily T-zone, it was great. It was fine. The amount of moisture it provided was just the right amount I needed. But after a couple hours, my T-zone did still get oily and I had to use an oil blotting paper to remove the excess sebum. This is a problem because most people don't use enough sunscreen to begin with. So we should be layering on top of an existing layer every 3 hours when reapplying, instead of blotting away the existing layer and then reapplying. For the dry part of my face, on a good skin day, it's okay. My skin felt comfortable. The problem was on bad skin days because I was testing 14 different sunscreens, and since most sunscreens require double cleansing, I was doing that every night, and of course my skin barrier got damaged and my skin was drier than usual. So on those extra dry days, I felt tightness and dryness about 15 minutes after application, meaning this product is good for mild to normal level of dryness, but not moisturizing enough for extremely dry skin. It has rice extract, which has brightening effects with antioxidant properties. Antioxidant basically means anti-aging. It says there's 30%, which is a significant amount. Cosmetics companies can put in very little of something like 0.007% and still list it in their ingredient list and say this thing has this and this and that, and so it's amazing. Yes, this is unfortunately allowed by law both in the US and in Korea. So 30% of an active ingredient is an impressive concentration. And in case you're wondering, these 4 are the UV blocking ingredients in this sunscreen. In conclusion, I think it has become viral because the world, except Koreans had been suffering from a horrendous sunscreenitis before this sunscreen came along. It really saddens me to see that non-Koreans have to deal with those horrible clay-like sunscreens for such a long time. So yes, compared to those products with horrible usability, this is a great sunscreen. So I want to applaud that for making it more usable and therefore making sunscreen more approachable to more people. However, this is an all-around sunscreen trying to please everyone, meaning it does provide moisture but not quite enough for extremely dry skin. It's not too greasy, which is good, but also that means it lacks an oil control feature. In summary, I recommend this sunscreen for oily skin with mild to normal level of oiliness and dehydrated oily skin with mild to normal tightness and mild to normal oiliness. I do not recommend this for combination skin and dry skin because of the lack of easy washability. But if you wear makeup every single day and therefore need to double cleanse every night anyways, then it would work for dry and combination skin with mild to normal symptoms, as well as oily and dehydrated skin like I mentioned. For sensitive skin, I absolutely do not recommend any sunscreen that requires double cleansing because that will even worsen your sensitivity. But no worries, we do have easy washable sunscreens in this video. Next, IsNtree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel. Very similar to Beauty of Joseon in terms of spreadability and texture. Creamy, lightweight, easily applicable. It has 8 types of hyaluronic acid. I'm gonna call it HA for short, in different sizes or molecules. HA is a moisturizing ingredient, as many of you guys know. And the different sizes of the molecules mean that they can penetrate different layers of the skin. The smaller it is, the deeper it can get to. So in the deeper layer, the HA can reduce that tightness dehydrated skin people experience, whereas the larger molecules on the top of the skin layer should help build a water barrier per se, because HA attracts and retain moisture. For the oily part of my skin, it was great for me, but for the dry part of my skin, I felt dry even on a good skin day after about 10 minutes. That totally made sense after I did my oil blotting paper test. It had the least amount of oil out of 14 different sunscreens I tested. Makeup compatibility was excellent. No clogging, no creases around the eye, but I felt too dry after putting on foundation on top of this. I mean, I felt dry even before putting on foundation. And here's the issue. I talked to the brand rep via KakaoTalk. It's a messenger app like WhatsApp. I asked the brand whether this sunscreen is easy washable and they said yes. I asked if that's still the case with low acidic foam cleansers because those are hydrating and therefore great for dry and sensitive skin, but it does have lower cleansing efficacy than alkaline cleansers. So to this question, they also said yes, it is easy washable with low acidic foam cleansers, but that was a lie, or at least whoever answered wasn't properly trained. I got a zit after washing it off my neck with just a foam cleanser. I don't know if you can see it. It's almost gone. I'm mostly recovered from it. But that only happens if I don't do proper cleansing. And because I trusted what they said, I didn't double cleanse, but this is what happened. So IsNtree, I'm so disappointed. It turns out this thing is hella strong against water. Yes, I'm old, I say hella. This is my UV test results. As you can see, only about 30% was removed after a single cleanse with a cleansing foam. You need to double cleanse to get rid of this product. It was the most water resistant sunscreen of all the sunscreens that I tested. So even with a margin of error, it's safe to assume you need a cleansing oil to get rid of this. When they answered my question, they said because this is a chemical sunscreen, it's easy washable. This is totally false. Most chemical sunscreens are in fact not easy washable. So whoever answered did not know what he was talking about. It also says in their product description that it's good for outdoor activities like hiking and camping. That usually means it's strong against sweat, therefore strong against water, meaning it's difficult to remove with a water-soluble cleanser like a foam cleanser. Overall, great sunscreen with great usability and great application texture, compatible with makeup just like Beauty of Joseon one. I can see why it's popular. It's hydrating yet not oily at all, so I recommend this for dehydrated oily skin because it will provide just the hydration you need without excessive oil. I cannot recommend this for people with dry skin, sensitive skin, or combination skin because not only does it require double cleansing, but also it doesn't have enough oil to create that oil barrier for you, so water cannot escape from your skin. But if you already have it, you can do extra moisturizer before putting this on to relieve that dryness and tightness. Overall, this product is a little paradoxical because they're targeting dry skin with this product, but it requires a cleansing method that will worsen the condition of the dry skin. So ironical that way. Overall, I think it's irresponsible for brands to say, this is great for dry skin, look how hydrating it feels, and then not care if proper cleansing of that product ends up exacerbating dryness, tightness, or sensitivity. I know that's what most brands do. It's not just IsNtree, it's been like that forever, but that still doesn't make it right. Skincare from sun protection to cleansing and moisturization is a cohesive process. That's why everyone's talking about skincare routine, because the entire process should be holistic. So in the future, I love to see more thoughtfulness from the manufacturers. Maybe even say whether things are easy washable or not right on the product, so people would know. On that note, I'm very happy to report in the last 5 years, more and more Korean brands are producing easy washable sunscreens with textures just as great because of the rising standards and expectation of the Korean beauty consumers. One product that answers to this fastidious, impossibly high expectations is this new sunscreen. Numbuzin #1 Clear Filter Sun Essence. If I had to describe this product in one sentence, I would say soothing and hydrating. Ingredients with soothing properties include heart leaf, cica, and licorice root extract. It has 10 hyaluronic acid from large to small molecules. So like we discussed with IsNtree, the different sizes of HA makes this a hydrating sunscreen. It's also non-comedogenic, which means it doesn't clog pores. Great news for oily skin, combination skin, and acne skin. It spreads excellently, excellent texture. For my dry U-zone, it was moisturizing on a good skin day, but not quite moisturizing enough on an extra dry day. Like IsNtree sunscreen, one of the product's focus is hydration. I found it to be a little more moisturizing than the IsNtree one, and it showed a little more oil than IsNtree in the oil blotting test, so that's probably why it builds an oil barrier. Very compatible with makeup, no clogging, no clumping, no creasing. I really want to celebrate this sunscreen's easy washability. It is one of their key selling points. As you can see, this is on their product website. This is after applying the sunscreen, and then this is after just a foam cleanser. I had a similar test result with my UV testing too. As you can see, 95% of the sunscreen is gone after just foam cleansing. Overall, soothing sunscreen with a focus on hydration. I know it's almost fall, but sometimes in the winter, it gets too hot and dry in the winter inside. So the soothing aspect of it, I really appreciate it. It's non-comedogenic, so especially good for acne skin, oily skin, and combination skin. This does not require double cleansing, which makes it so easy for me to make my recommendation. This is great for acne skin and oily skin with mild to normal oiliness. It had a similar amount of oil as Beauty of Joseon one in my oil blotting paper test. Also great for dry skin with mild to normal dryness and dehydrate oily skin. It's also amazing for sensitive skin because it doesn't require double cleansing, so you don't have to worry about overstripping your sensitive skin in the cleansing step. It is also reef safe. It's free of oxybenzone and octinoxate. All in all, excellent sunscreen. If I had a teenage daughter, this is one of few sunscreens I'll let her use. Next is Scinic Enjoy Super Mild Sun Essence. This product tries to do 360 degrees care for potential sun damage. It has niacinamide, which has brightening effect. It also has panthenol, which is soothing, but also it strengthens skin barrier. It has hydrating ingredients such as hyaluronic acid and soy protein. It just glides over your skin like the name Sun Essence. It really feels like an essence, not like a sunscreen. Overall, it was a little too oily for my oily T-zone like most other sunscreens. For my dry U-zone, it was hydrating with a glossy finish, which I don't like I mentioned, because that tempts me to blot it away when it comes to sunscreen reapplication time instead of building on top of the existing layer. But if you like that glassy but not greasy look, then this will be good for that. A PS, make sure you shake it before you use it. I didn't use it for a couple weeks while testing other sunscreens, and then I noticed some oil separation when I reused it. No clogging around the nose, no creasing around eye wrinkles, nothing stuck in my wrinkles, but it required makeup retouch, which I rarely do because of that extra oil it provided for my T-zone. It is not easy washable, unfortunately. After a foam cleanser, only about 40% was removed, as you can see. So this thing does require double cleansing. In summary, this product is very well named. It is light, it feels like an essence. It is also reef safe, no oxybenzone or octinoxate. It's vegan. Vegan doesn't mean it's good for the skin, but obviously it's good for the animals because no animal related ingredients were used. I would recommend this for oily skin with mild oiliness because it is a little bit oily, and dehydrate oily skin with mild oiliness and mild to medium dryness because it's quite hydrating. If you wear makeup every day and therefore need to double cleanse every night anyway, which I don't recommend, but if that's the case, it will work for dry skin and combination skin as well. And last but not least, Make Prem UV Defense Me Watery Capsule Sun Cream. It is the most moisturizing sunscreen I've ever tried, ever in my life. And I've tried maybe 50 different sunscreens in my life. It has water capsules that melt into your skin when you apply. It's like a water bomb. It will protect your skin from air conditioner in the summer and the drying heaters in the winter. Like all sunscreens I mentioned today, very easily spreadable. It has a light moisture-like texture. When I first used it, I was like, oh my gosh, will this made for me? Okay, it did give me a little bit of excess oil than I hoped for my T-zone, but honestly not more than any of the other sunscreens. But what it did for me for the rest of my dry face, oh my gosh, it healed my damaged skin barrier. On good skin days, I didn't even need to use moisturizer. I could just use this sunscreen and not feel any dryness or tightness. Makeup compatibility, excellent, very high, 5 out of 5. No tightness at all, even after semi-matte foundation. And of course, no clogging, no creasing anywhere. So I ordered 2 more of these because it's not only so moisturizing and makes my skin so comfortable, but it's also easy washable. So I don't have to do double cleansing on days I don't wear makeup. And I especially love easy washability because I don't have to worry about double cleansing for my neck. I hate using cleansing oil or doing any extra rubbing on my neck because the skin here is so thin and prone to wrinkles. That's why we see so many people with lines on their neck. I also have some. And they're so hard to get rid of. Even most expensive laser treatments at dermatologists and all of the home skincare devices cannot be used on this thyroid area. Oh, except LED mask. LED mask can be used here. It is so hard to get rid of this because you can do so little for this area. I always try to be gentle with my neck because prevention is really the best way to prevent the necklines, and that means easy washable sunscreen is a must. This is my UV test result after just a foam cleanser. Most of it is gone, as you can see. Overall, if you haven't noticed, this is my favorite sunscreen. It is the most hydrating and moisturizing. I highly recommend it for dry skin and combination skin. I also recommend it for sensitive skin and dehydrated oily skin. It's reef safe and vegan, and The packaging is also recyclable, printed with soy ink, packaged in FSC certified paper. What more can we ask? It's a perfect sunscreen from head to toe. Oh, and PS, in case you're wondering, I talked to the brand and only this particular sunscreen is easy washable out of all the sunscreens from this brand. A quick note on Round Lab, because I know you'll ask, even though I didn't purchase a new one for this round of testing, I used to use this sunscreen. And I reached out to them because I couldn't do the UV testing. And Round Lab said this sunscreen does require double cleansing because it's designed to be long-lasting and strong against water and sweat. And that's my review. Like I mentioned, I tested 14 different sunscreens, but I just had to review these 5 first because doing all 14 was just too much and I was about to die from over-researching, and it would have taken me like 2 more months to review all of them. But let me know in the comments if you want to know the best sunscreen for your skin type, and that will really help me power through. If you're interested in learning how to cleanse properly, exactly when to double cleanse versus single cleanse, go watch Cleansing 101 video next. I'll link it below. And thank you so much for watching until the end. Have a sun-shining, sun-protected, beautiful day. Ciao!